This is the exact atmosphere emitted by every Dollar Tree store in every location across the country. No thanks, Satan. I don't celebrate your birthday. No, but real talk, okay? I went to school in Georgia, and I even had teachers telling me that I shouldn't celebrate Halloween because it was the devil's birthday, and I got suspended for 4 days because I wrote an essay titled, "You're All Dumb, the Devil Wasn't Even Born, the Story of All Hallows Eve." And I talked about the history of Halloween, how it was a pagan celebration to venerate and appease the dead, and how the devil was technically an angel that was cast from heaven, and because angels were created by God, they weren't born, therefore the devil couldn't have a birthday. My principal was so concerned for me because I was in 3rd grade and he got mad at my mom for raising such a disrespectful, hedonistic child. She bought me ice cream and let me watch cartoons while I was out of school. Does that principal even know what hedonistic means? Me. Walks into graveyard with several duffel bags. Police, sir, drop the bags. Me. Drops the bags as several gallons of milk spills out. The ground starts shaking as the skeletons receive their calcium.
PSA. If you spell skeletons backwards, it still spells skeletons.
Man, I can't wait for Halloween to see some snowtelics. The amount of times I could have been that white girl in the horror movie could honestly be a movie in itself, and it's honestly a waste that my entire life isn't recorded on film because it would be hilarious. This post contains some quite spooky things that you might not want to hear, so if you want to skip it, go to this timestamp. 1. That one time I decided to see what was past the old gate in the woods, but when I got there, it had been smashed in half and there was a decapitated sheep head with no skin just off the trail. So, instead, I just turned around and went home. 2. That time some friends and I went camping and we found a pile of bones wrapped in a garbage bag buried under a log. But the adult supervisor told us it was nothing, so we just put it back and didn't talk about it again. 3. That time I was getting chased through the woods at night, and I realized, wait, it's dark. So I just held still until the guy gave up and left. 6. The night I was out on a walk, and this old guy told me he'd locked his keys in his truck and that he needed someone my size to crawl in through the back window for him. So, I told him, you know that sounds super suspicious, right? And told him where to find a payphone for a tow truck instead. 8. That big cat with yellow eyes who I found in a well and brought home, who used to put rotting meat in my closet and wake me up by chewing on my face, until I put him back outside and never saw him again. 10. The time I got lost on the way to a meeting and wound up at a circus tent instead and got followed by a full-out clown for 3 vacant street blocks. 12. The time I was whistling in the woods and something started whistling back, so I went home. 15. Once, when I was at an IHOP, I saw a coffee mug do a full 360-degree spin with nobody touching it. So I said, that was neat, and never ate there again. 16. The time I took a photo of a big old raven sitting on the crucifix on top of an old town church because it was the most goth thing I'd ever seen, right? But then it swooped down towards me, so I apologized immediately for being rude, and I felt a little silly for a while, but the car that hit me on the way home didn't even leave a bruise, so, I don't know, be nice to birds. Now, we don't have time to unpack all that. Trick or yeet, I shout to the children when I open the door. Yeet, one says, confusedly. I shrug. Yeet it is. I throw the child. I scare people lots because I walk very softly and they don't hear me enter rooms. So when they turn around, I'm just kind of there and their fear fuels me. Unique! Blue-eyed white boy. This is on a cat breeder's website, but I keep laughing at the phrase out of context. Movie producers YA authors be like.
Sans.
My favorite haunted house experience was when a werewolf, after growling in our faces and effectively freaking out my siblings, stepped on my shoe and he said in the softest voice imaginable, "Oh, sorry." In close second is the time there were strings hanging from the ceiling and my glasses got caught, and this guy who was dressed up as a creepy Victorian zombie or whatever stood there as I tried to untangle them while they were still on my face, but it kept getting worse until he walked up to me, very carefully removed my glasses, untangled them, and handed them back to me, and then grunted like a zombie as I thanked him and moved on. This was in the same night, by the way. Me standing in front of my door waiting for Halloween TM to start. "Uh-oh, sisters!" cuts the chain holding up the chandelier, sending it careening into the audience. This sounds like something that would happen in iCarly. The post was about Phantom of the Opera, but this comment killed me where I stood. I thought it was about James Charles. Me at 4 a.m. I should get some water. Me in my head. I can't because Five Nights at Freddy's will be at the fridge. Should I post the Walmart comic? Or should I simply wait? If no one responds, then I will have no choice. Do it. You are in Walmart. You are unsure of what day it is, but there are Thanksgiving decorations strewn about. It is the middle of the day, you think. While perusing the empty aisles, you think about what you know of yourself. You are single. You are in college. You are currently out of ramen. Ever since you were young, you have always wanted to be an engineer. You are currently standing in the candle aisle. You pick up a candle. It reads, Fall and Wind Chimes. You find this interesting, as neither of these things have a scent. The smell is indescribable. You take the candle with you. Would you like any help with that? You run. You do not pay for the candle. Your actions do not go unnoticed. You did not pay for the candle, but you will pay. The employees are activating. Time has stopped in the Walmart. You escape. The employees do not leave the Walmart. You make your way to your car. You notice something next to you. It is the jar of peanut butter you picked up for your wife. She ran out yesterday. The peanut butter decidedly does not smell like fallen wind chimes. And why would it? Neither of those things have a scent. You feel dumb for smelling peanut butter. You continue driving on the busy road. It is a busy spring day. With all this traffic, your kids might be home before you. You are excited to see them. You enter your house. It smells like fall and wind chimes. You are in Walmart.